Hello and welcome. My name is Eli, and I am the CEO and co-founder of SalesHood, and we're here to talk about the Sales Enablement Leadership course. So excited that you're all here. As we engage in this conversation, please feel free to ask questions in the chat. My team and I will be monitoring it, and you know, I expect this to last about 30 minutes. The goal here is to give you an overview of the course, kind of explain to you why we created it and the impact that we're trying to provide to you personally and to your companies in the industry. We're going to give you a quick tour so you can see what it looks like, and then we're going to do a couple polls along the way as well, and keeping this fun. And we are we've been in sales enablement for a long time. And for those of you that don't know me, I've been in sales enablement for a long time as well. So my background, I'm the CEO of SalesHood. I worked at Salesforce during the hypergrowth years, and I started at Salesforce 2005. And so for about 8 years, I ran enablement at a time when we were driving hypergrowth at Salesforce. It was incredible. I got to work closely with Benioff and with the leadership team and with some of the most amazing current CROs and CMOs on the planet. It was incredible. And what we did with sales enablement was over the top successful. And I left Salesforce and to specifically build a company that would deliver sales enablement at scale to organizations. And that's SalesHood, and you can go learn about our company. I've also written a couple books. My latest book is called Enablement Mastery. And Enablement Mastery is all about helping you get your teams aligned on people, process, and priorities, and helping you elevate sales enablement in your business. And so that's a little bit about me. If you're not connected with me on LinkedIn already, please do so. And some of you know me, and I'm super grateful that you're here joining us. And I wanted to just kind of level set that. And, the course is grounded in my years of experience. It's grounded in the book that I've written called Enablement Mastery. And what we're trying to do is elevate the conversation and ultimately get alignment in the industry and help you get alignment with your stakeholders, help you get alignment with the teams that you work with, so that way you can ultimately deliver better outcomes, right? And so here's a definition that's in the book, and enablement is all about the alignment of people, processes, and priorities, right? That's what this is all about. And we're going to go deep on the definition as we go through this course together. And the reason why sales enablement exists is it exists to achieve and exceed revenue and growth goals, right? That's why we do what we do, to make our people better, help them close bigger, better deals, and to ultimately help them be successful, right? That's why we do what we do. And what's amazing about this call and this group is every single one of you has been hand selected, right? When we run the sales enablement leadership course, we're running it with practitioners. And each of you is a practitioner, each of you is successful, each of you has a point of view on sales enablement, and each of you has a ton to contribute. And so we want to contribute to you. And we also, in this course, you'll contribute back because you're going to be learning from each other and collaborating with each other, which is super, super fun. Now, I went deep in my book on enablement mastery, and I looked at an enablement maturity model, and the book goes deep and it explains how you can be successful at sales enablement by getting your teams aligned on their go-to-market, by rolling out the best, highest impact learning programs, by communicating, the programs and the reasons behind all the great things that you're doing in a very compelling, creative way, and in a way that drives impact. And then ultimately, how do you drive your learning goals and your communication goals and all your metrics and KPIs and your go-to-market? How do you drive that at the point of conversations with your customers and in their buyer's journey? And then how do you measure the achievements? How do you correlate all this with performance data? So this is a maturity model. There's a chapter on each one of these: go-to-market, learning, communications, customer engagement, achievements. It's great. There is a chapter on each one of these. And when you're looking at this and you're probably wondering, I wonder how much of this we do. And I can assure you right now that when we start working with companies, and when companies ask for some help or they want to explore how they can up-level their sales enablement programs and their practice, they don't have green boxes everywhere. A lot of the times companies are not performing the way that they'd like to. And so the reason why we've launched the Sales Enablement Leadership course is to help elevate the conversation, provide you with the tools and the skills and a framework so you can ultimately go back to your teams and have enablement be a top level priority. And so we're going to go through a lot of this when we meet in the leadership course. And by the way, I get asked this all the time. Folks at the end of these info sessions always say, wait a minute, how much are you charging for this? And we're not charging. This is us giving back to the industry. This is us wanting to engage with more sales enablement professionals in the industry. And so this process map here, it works from left to right, top to bottom. And it's a maturity model, right? And so some of you may be doing well in some areas, right? Some of you probably have your boot camps working great. Some of you may have content libraries organized, or some of you don't have content libraries organized. Some of you maybe are just starting to build out a foundation. Some of you are already in a place of bliss where you're correlating all your performance data with sales enablement activity, and you can tell down to the individual sales rep exactly how they're doing, why they're doing well, and you can replicate their success. Maybe. Part of my research that I did in the book I wrote was looking at profiles of enablement leaders and documenting kind of the skills required for sales enablement career progression. And so I categorized, there's 70,000 practitioners out there in the world now, which is crazy. Last year was 55,000. So there's something happening in the industry, huge growth, especially in Europe, and a lot of awareness. The amount of texts and outreaches I get every day from people, I need an enablement person. You all know it. You're probably getting pinged by recruiters now. Everybody needs an enablement person. But the question is, what are the skills that make a great sales enablement person, right? And so I think there are a lot of people that have good foundational skills. I think there are a lot of people that have really evolved into the advanced category of being a great coach, great listener. They're achieving great results. They've got great credibility. They're storytelling, awesome. I think there is a finite number of people that have mastered the strategic aspect. And that's why we've done the leadership course. And when I say master the strategic aspect, I mean, they are able to develop a comprehensive program that is measurable and a program that is aligned with top level priorities and that has stakeholder buy-in and engagement from leaders all around, from your leaders. A person that has gravitas, that when they speak and they've earned a seat at the table, when they speak, sales leaders and marketing leaders listen, because you're speaking from a point of information and you're going to add tremendous value to their businesses around go-to-market. Someone that masters metrics and KPIs, someone that really understands go-to-market and that is able to link the programs and the training and the coaching with go-to-market. Someone that is strategic, someone that knows how to build culture, and a visionary, right? So these are attributes of a great sales enablement leader. And what we want to do in this leadership course is explore those aspects with you together collaboratively, because there are some that you're probably doing well. There are some that could be improved. We can all do better, and we're going to do better together. And so here's the course. I've had the good fortune of working with some amazing leaders over the years. And I asked them and I said, hey, listen, I'd like to work with you to build a course that will turn more leaders to be like you. And, so these are 6 amazing leaders. Siobhan Thatcher is first, Lori Schrager second. We've got Callie App from Domo third. We've got Aaron Farley and Lillian from Omada. They've combined on a topic. I decided to kind of talk about onboarding just because it's so different now than what it was a year ago. And then Werner Schmidt from Sage is the 6th kind of person sharing their insights. And what we've done is we did interviews. And so I interviewed each one of them, and we've created a curriculum around their best practices. And what we're going to do together is we're going to go through their discussion points, their lessons learned, their tips, their frameworks. We're going to go through them in a sequence over the next 3 weeks. And that's the intent of the course. At the end of the course, you will get a professional accreditation. You'll get the Sales Enablement Leadership course that you can put on your LinkedIn profile. And it says it's 6 classes, but feedback that we've collected, we've run this 3 times now, and we experimented with once a week for 6 weeks. We experimented with twice a week for 3 weeks. And the general feedback was do 2 classes in 1 seating and get it done in 3 weeks. So that's what we're doing here. We're doing March 12th, March 19th, and March 26th, 90 minutes each time. And in the first week, we're going to do these 2. And in the second week, we're going to do these 2. And in the third week, we're going to do these 2. The way it works is there's pre-work. And you'll watch the videos ahead of time, and then what you'll do is you'll come prepared with answers, and that way when we meet at this time every week for the next 3 weeks, if you are so inclined to join, then what we'll do is we'll kick it off and we'll just start talking about the key takeaways from Siobhan's talk on being strategic, right? And that's how this is going to work. Right. I think there's going to be an opportunity for each of you to meet and connect. Normally, when I run these kind of things, when I bring people together, I always do a, hey, please introduce yourself. But we'll do that next. But I think, and at the end, we'll have open Q&A. But this is an example of one class. And it's got a series of short videos. You can see here, we've got Siobhan talks about her career. She talks about executive commitment. She talks about skills and competencies. She talks about gravitas. She talks about strategic engagement. And then she has some final career advice for us. And then each of you is collaborating as you watch the videos, and then you write down your key takeaways. And then we ask you to, here's an example of an exercise. Now that you've listened to Siobhan's talk, how she engages her stakeholders, do an exercise around stakeholder engagement. And then in this class, in this huddle, you're also writing out a vision statement, because you got to have a vision to be a strategic sales enablement leader. And we're doing this together as a group. We're doing this together as a group. So let me show you, what it looks like, so that way you can kind of get a feel for what this looks like. And so again, we're going to come together on a weekly basis for 3 weeks. And the expectation is, you'll log into the Sales Hood community. This is our community, and you will go through the curriculum, right? And so here is actually, let me go back. Let me go back to the homepage, and so just to show you kind of what it looks like. Here's a Sales Enablement Leadership course, and then those are those 6 classes that I just showed you, right? Being strategic, revenue outcomes, sales plays. Again, they are aligned with the skills that we believe amazing sales enablement leaders should have and embrace and be really good at: messaging, alignment, onboarding, business case. Each week, we're going to do exercises. Guess what we do on the 6th week? We're actually building a business case for one of your initiatives. We're going to teach you how to build a strategic business case and how to create one slide. So that way you can present that slide to your stakeholders. But just diving into the being strategic one with Siobhan, what you see here is, again, these are the modules, and you'll be able to watch the videos. Excuse me. Here's kind of key takeaways. So you come in here and it's collaborative, and you can see everybody's putting key takeaways in here, which is great. It's part of the learning process. It's learning from each other and seeing what other people are seeing and hearing. And then here's an example, right? This is where it gets kind of meaty, where you've got her instructional video here, but and this is where people are filling in some of the answers, and where you as a group will collaborate with each other. You will get to know each other very well. That's why each of you has been chosen and are part of this group, because you're all sales enablement professionals that are really passionate about making a difference. And so this is what it looks like in the system. And so I'm just going to go back into the system. But in addition to the system, you also get lifetime access by participating in the class, by participating in the course with me, with the team, whether you do it on your own or whether you decide to opt into the facilitated version, which again is no fee. You get lifetime access to the Sales Hood community, which there's so many people in there. There's a lot of great collaboration. It's a great place. And you know what? We do in-person events. We do virtual events. This is a picture of the last time we brought everyone together. You probably recognize some people in there. I love the sales enablement community. I love bringing people together. We love bringing people together. So there's a bonus here of participating in the facilitated class. It's the collaboration. So the idea that you're going to come together once a week for 90 minutes with 20 plus practitioners in sales enablement, where we're going to talk about topics like being strategic. We're going to talk about topics like revenue outcomes and activity metrics. We're going to talk about designing sales plays. We're going to talk about messaging alignment and the lessons learned. We're going to talk about virtual onboarding. We're going to talk about building the business case. Like, that doesn't happen anywhere, right? And this is a unique experience that we're making available to everyone that is on the call. And if there is a colleague of yours that you want to bring in, please, you can just let us know, and we can invite them as well. Happy to do that, as long as you say they're good. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. So before I ask you, we're going to do another poll, which is going to ask you what version you're interested in, whether it's self-paced, whether it's facilitated or tailored, right? Some of you may have a team of 20 people, and you may want to just go through this with your team on your own, and we can support that. And so, for example, we can take the course and we can tailor the exercises so they're specific to your business and create an experience that is outside of the community. If you're interested, let us know your preference. You already did. You'll get an email with instructions in the next 24 hours. I love doing these sessions with small groups. They're amazing. You're going to go through the classes and the courses on your own. You'll be reminded to do the pre-work, and then learn from each other, learn from the best. And you're going to see some amazing advances in your career and in your team's career.